The torn veil. As the New Testament opens, something decisive happens. Not quietly, but unmistakably. The entire system of sacred objects, spaces, and boundaries begins to give way to fulfillment. The moment that captures this shift more clearly than any other is found at the crucifixion. When Jesus dies, the Gospels tell us that the curtain of the temple was torn in two, from top to bottom. Matthew 27:51. That veil was not decorative. It separated the holy place from the most holy place, the symbolic boundary between God's presence and the people. For generations, only the high priest could pass it, and only once a year, and only with blood. Its tearing was not an accident. God was making a statement. Access was no longer confined to a place, a priest, or a ritual sequence. What sacred objects had symbolized for centuries was now being opened through Christ himself. From that point on, sacred geography begins to fade. Worship is no longer anchored to Jerusalem, a mountain, or a building. Jesus tells the Samaritan woman plainly that the hour is coming when worship will not be tied to location, but will be in spirit and in truth. John 4:21-24. God's presence is no longer approached by moving inward through courts and veils, but by drawing near through faith. The objects had done their work. Hebrews reflects on this shift with clarity, explaining that the tabernacle and its furnishings were a copy and shadow of what is in heaven. Hebrews 8:5. Shadows aren't mistakes, but they aren't the destination either. They exist because something real is coming. And now that reality stands fully revealed. Sacred access expands outward. No tribe is excluded, no ritual class is required, no physical boundary remains. As Hebrews says, believers now have confidence to enter the most holy place by the blood of Jesus. Hebrews 10:19. That confidence doesn't come from familiarity or entitlement. It comes from fulfillment. The ark, the altar, the veil, the priesthood, all of it pointed forward. None of it was meant to stand forever. God was not abandoning the sacred, he was completing it. And once that shift is understood, the next step becomes unavoidable. Because if sacred meaning is no longer housed primarily in objects or places, the question becomes, where does it now reside? That's where the story moves next.